Jefferson is one of my favorite human beings. And I'm going to ask some questions here. First off, isn't that amazing? Like, a story. Jefferson, I have spent time with you, your family, your wife, your kids, and I see how you treat them in such a powerful way, how you treat your kids. And I have no kids. If I were to have kids one day, I could only hope I could be the father like you are to your kids.
When you have kids.
When I have kids. What advice can you give to anybody, a parent, to be the best father?
Man, I spent the first 8 years being an absent dad. We were back looking at videos the other day, and I've got all these thoughts of how bad of a dad I was because of all my addictions. But I was still a pretty good dad. I would say the biggest game changer for me, and something that I suggest for everybody, is to be so intentional with the time that you spend with your family and all your loved ones. You got to be intentional about it, because we're all grinders. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here. Like, we're spending time away from people that we love to be here to improve ourselves. And unless you go home and set aside some time very intentionally to spend with the people that you love, your kids especially, time goes by. We are here for just a flicker. My kids are already 8, 11, and 17. And if you're not intentional about it, those kids are going to grow up and they're not going to care all that much for you, because you weren't intentional about the time that you set aside, like you do for your business and everything else, to make time for them.
What about your wife? I mean, I was watching at Nash House. You guys were dancing. You guys are your relationship is so amazing. Obviously, any relationship, there's work. What advice can you give to be the best husband?
Same kind of thing. Very, very intentional. If you guys haven't read The 5 Love Languages, that book has changed my life. She's the most important person in the world to me. And I was this close to throwing it away. And I just read that book again. And it makes me realize how much work I still have to do, and also just how much I care for her. So I bring her everywhere with me. And we do our weekly date nights. And, my love language is words of affirmation. So I tell her how beautiful she is and how much I love her and how special she is and how great of a mom she is. But what her love language is quality time. So we all have a tendency of showing love the way that we like to feel love. But it's way more important to show your kids and your spouse love the way that they want to feel love. So because quality time isn't that important to me, I spent the first 8 years of our marriage not giving a shit about spending quality time with her. It's like, well, aren't all of these other things that I'm doing making a difference? It's like, why are you so pissed off all the time? And if you're not intentional, if you don't understand it, we don't understand it. That's not our love language. So it's been a huge focus of mine to build a marriage and a relationship that I can be proud of, that can be an example to everybody else about what's possible for relationships. In 2022, the divorce rate's higher than ever, and there's more distractions than ever. There's less focus on positive, healthy relationships than ever. So it's no wonder there's not that many healthy relationships. And we want to be a good example of what a healthy relationship can be.
Well, they're saying successful men have a powerful woman beside them to influence them, and it's clear what Chandel has done to help you, and you help each other. It's inspiring, man, your relationship.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done half the things that I've done without having her to encourage me and tell me how great I am and how great my muscles look. And I mean,
Oh, baby.
that's what drives me. If I didn't have it, I wouldn't push myself as hard. I wouldn't work the hours. I wouldn't take on the challenges. I wouldn't do the difficult things. It's all because of you, babe.
So powerful. 2 more questions. Creating a docuseries, Unbreakables. But let me ask you why. The docuseries has nothing to do about the window replacement company. It's totally about stories and the power of entrepreneurs. Why do you want to do that?
Well, for some of the same reasons I was just talking about. For being a good example of a success story in a relationship and fighting for a relationship. It got to such a bad place that I could have just thrown in the towel and just gave up. I watch a lot of people do it. Mm-hmm. It gets bad, it gets hard, there's lots of difficult conversations that need to happen, and they go the easy route. And they blame the other person. And trust me, I blamed her for a lot of things in those days. And she's like, what the hell are you blaming me for? She didn't want to tell me that I was a dirtbag, drug addict, alcoholic, because that would have killed me. But I was blaming her for things that I wasn't willing to take responsibility for. And then, if I had to guess, just statistically, there is at least about 50% of this room that deals with some type of addiction. Mm. And there's a lot of people that need help. So I'm putting the story together and spending a lot of money and time and energy because I feel like I have an obligation to help and to tell the story and to create hope and build belief in people. The same way that I had belief injected into me that it was possible. I didn't have to continue to go down this flipping path that was killing me and it was going to destroy everything in my life. And some people will be at the right place at the right time to be able to do something with it. Some won't. But if I have an opportunity to help one person and have one testimonial, one incredible success story that fixed their marriage and got them out of destroying their life, the book and the docuseries will be worth it.
Give me a round of applause. I just want to acknowledge you for what you're doing, how you're helping people, the commitment to your family, to your business, the people that work with you, people around you. I've watched, I've collaborated with you, and I just have mad fucking respect for you. And I love you, man. Like, I'm so grateful you're in my life, and I'm excited for where the future beholds for you.
Appreciate it.
Let's give him a round of applause. Thanks for the